Hey everybody, welcome to the Gentleman Scholars Club. In today's video, I'll be showcasing a couple of the older items from my wardrobe or from my collection and kind of use that as a point of departure to discuss the longevity of classic menswear and essentially older purchases and some thoughts around those. We all have things that we purchased years ago and we may have some mixed opinions about them, so I'll share mine and maybe they'll resonate with you in your own experience. So the two pieces that I'm talking about that are older, and by older I mean circa spring-summer 2017, are this jacket and this shirt, both from Suitsupply. Back then, I first started getting into classic menswear, and most of my purchases were from Suitsupply. But I bought things that were generally too small, size 36, when I actually wear 38 or 40. And I was negatively influenced by sort of the lookbooks or modeling that I saw on Suitsupply's site, which featured tighter suits, and by Tumblr. And this was before I was on Instagram, I think before I even had a smartphone. And so I saw the way people were wearing menswear and was influenced to follow that lead. And I realized then it's not the best approach. So I sold off the original size 36, and I actually bought this again on eBay because I like it for certain reasons, which I'll talk about in a second. So this is a size 40 in the same exact jacket, but same period of time, and the shirt likewise. So when it comes to classic menswear, it is usually presented as an alternative to fast fashion. Instead of going to Zara or buying cheap clothes at a department store that you wear for a season or even a couple months and then throw away or give away, classic menswear is supposed to last longer. Right? You buy something, you buy the best you can for the most you can afford, and then you wear it for a long period of time. Years, if not for decades. Sure, if you buy something from the 90s or from a couple of decades ago, there will be features that reveal its age, things that are typical of that era. But the advice or the trick is usually to pick things that are timeless in appearance, right? So something that has lapels that are mid-range, 3-inch, 3.5-inch, not super narrow like a 2-inch, not super wide like a 4-inch. Lapels are one of those things on a jacket or a suit that change back and forth by era. You can always see in this era you have wide lapels, let's say in the 70s or 80s, and you go to the 90s and you have super thin lapels up to around the early 2000s. Right? So that alternation of fashion is something to avoid when you want to buy something that's more timeless. So just a little bit of advice there if you want to extend the longevity of your classic menswear. However, over time, you are bound to change your style and things that you like. For instance, I like this jacket because it has the right shade of brown, which kind of matches my hair, and it's tricky to get the right shade of brown as well. And I've talked about beige and how tricky that is. Brown is a little bit similar. You have some browns that are reddish, some browns that are grayish, some browns that are greenish. Right, so this one I like in terms of the tone of brown. It also features slubs made of silk. Right, so this is a linen silk jacket, a Havana from Suitsupply, and the slubbing or the inclusions in the fabric are these beige lines, right? So they give it a really nice texture. And the beige, I find, pairs really well with beige trousers, right? So these are Luxire, semi-high-waisted, made-to-order trousers, made-to-measure trousers. And the slubbing, whether you wear tan trousers or you wear cream or even white or grayish beige like these, they combine really well with the trousers, right? So I've kept this for that reason. I would prefer to upgrade it because it is an early purchase and I don't like Suitsupply's fits as much as I do anymore. I don't like it as much as I like Spear & McKay now or Ring Jacket. Talking about higher end, I would prefer a Ring Jacket cut. If you're talking about similar affordable range stuff, then Spear & McKay. So I would get rid of it if I found an alternative, but I have not been able to, so I've kept it around. Spear & McKay had a brown slubby jacket that I might have liked, but the slubs were more in the yellower family, and the jacket color was also darker, so I didn't pull the trigger on that. And so I've kept this because of those reasons. There are other deficits with the jacket that I recognize now, one being the length of the sleeves. Suitsupply cuts their jackets with shorter sleeves, and you can alter them to some extent, but because they have functional buttons, I'd have these surgeon's cuffs with functional buttons, it's harder to lengthen or shorten the sleeves. Lengthening might be a little bit better, But if you lengthen more than a 1/4 inch to 1/2 inch, you throw off the balance of the sleeve. And because the buttonholes are functional, you can't really take this button and migrate it here. You'll be leaving a hole, empty buttonhole there, which you don't really want to do, unless you want to simulate a 5-button sleeve, which is iffy on its own. So for that reason, I've had to wear this shirt along with it. And I also love the idea of sky blue stripes. To me, this is one of the most versatile color shirts you can wear, especially in warm weather. It goes with a brown, it goes with a mid-gray or light gray, it goes with a navy. So I really like this color, but the collar is not something I'm really enamored of any longer. Back then, I thought that cutaway collars were great, and so this is a cutaway, as you can tell, right? It's really angled back as a collar. And I prefer to have more of a one-piece collar. If you see some of my other videos, you'll know that I prefer this one-piece collar that kind of stands up all day, especially when worn without a tie. And that's the way one-piece collars are supposed to be worn. This collar, as you can see, kind of collapses if you open it down to this button. I can certainly button it to here, and it would likely stay up more. This collar, though, probably best in this configuration, or even closed up to there with a tie. But if I open it, it folds back and collapses. If I wear it closed, to me it looks more conservative and not as relaxed. If I want to wear this in the summer situation with this kind of slubby jacket, right, it will be, I would wear it open this way, but then you have this sort of drop. So I find during the day I tend to do this to make sure that the collar is maintained in more of an upright condition, but ideally I would replace it. However, I can't do that because the shirt sleeves are made to be the right length as the jacket sleeves to coordinate together. And Suitsupply shirts are cut with a shorter arm length than other brands precisely for that reason, right? They want you to wear the shirt with their jackets. If their jackets have shorter sleeves, then the shirt also has a shorter sleeve. So I've kept them together as a combination for that very reason, so that I can keep wearing the jacket and the shirt color. Ideally, I would upgrade in the future both the jacket and the shirt. Third thing I'm wearing that's old, actually, and wanted to just bring this up as kind of an extra bit, is this Tassel loafer from Suitsupply as well. Same era, maybe even older than the stuff I'm wearing here. And by old, I mean, 4 years old or 5 years old. These are from 2017, as I think I may have said. But this one is something I really like. The water buffalo hide, dark brown loafer, tassel loafer from Suitsupply. And I've worn this in a variety of places where it even shouldn't have been worn. I've worn it on, hiking trails. I've worn it into the woods. Worn it probably in a beach-like condition. So I wouldn't do that anymore, but I have done so in the past, and it's gotten a lot of use. I really like the last of it. That the last is neither too pointed or too snubby. And the water buffalo has a nice color to it, nice texture, and I like the overall style of it. So this is an old thing that I would definitely keep unchanged, and I haven't found something that I really like as much as it in terms of sort of summertime casual wear with a similar getup to what I have here. So the point overall is, if you buy stuff, realize that it may not last a long time, even if the goal of classic menswear is to extend the longevity of your wardrobe and not to be wasteful. You can live with things that you find to be deficient now. For instance, the things I mentioned, I'm still wearing this now, obviously. And so I've learned to live with sort of the flaws in the outfit. Or, you can just sell it off and wait for something different. If you've totally, an upgrade that looks similar to this. Or you can just give up on that completely and try something new. But realize that what you buy won't necessarily last for that 10 years that it's supposed to in terms of staying in your wardrobe. And you can just sell it on eBay, sell it on Style Forum or whatever. On the other hand, you can keep it around and just wear it, like I said, realizing that it's not perfect, but it's good enough. And sometimes that's good enough on its own. So weigh what you like about an outfit against what you don't like about it and operate accordingly. Either sell it or give it away. Obviously don't throw it away, or keep it in the rotation and wear it under specific situations. Maybe casually or something like that. Hope you found that information useful. Like the video and follow us, Gentlemen's Scholars Club, for more discussion of classic menswear philosophy, brands, style tips, and so on. Thanks for viewing.